Hey everybody, it's Bill. I'm with Franklin Loan Center, and it's Wednesday. We're at, what are we on? August 3rd. And so last week, of course, the GDP number came out. I talked about that was coming out on Thursday last week, which it did, and it showed another quarter of negative growth, which leads to everybody talking about, oh, the recession has started. And so I just wanted to do some clarifying on this right now. So it certainly appears economic activity is slowing. That's what we would expect with the Fed doing everything that they're doing, right? So that's a given, and there is no questioning that the widely accepted definition of a recession is 2 down quarters. So like, it sort of looks like we're in a recession right now, but it's really important to understand. I think there's 2 main things that I think I wanted to point out today. One is that keep in mind the number that we got on last week on Thursday is the preliminary read and of GDP, that is. And so what that means is that it's going to be revised 2 more times over the next couple of months, right? So they do the initial read, and then it gets a revision. It gets revised if necessary, and then revised 1 more time till we get the final GDP. A phone call. So it's important to note that, look, those revisions could bring it up to a positive number, and then I guess we would be out of recession, right? So, but the official read there's only one entity that actually does what's the official read, and it's the National Bureau of Economic Research. And they are obviously looking at GDP, and they're looking at the contraction, but they're also looking at different things like duration and things like that. For what it's worth, the NBER is made up of, it's got 51 people. It's essentially a board of directors. 51 people from there's economists, there's heads of business, there's things like that. You can look it up. It's easy to find. Just Google NBER. It'll come up and it'll tell you how it goes. And they're the ones that officially say whether or not the government is in recession or not. So some of this stuff that we're hearing, I've seen it online where the government's changing the definition of recession because you've heard a lot of talking heads out there saying how we're not technically in recession yet. That's true, but it's also very noteworthy that there hasn't been a time in history where the final read of GDP came out as a negative for the 2nd quarter in a row, and the NBER didn't say we were in recession. So it could be something that rolls out for a little bit. We'll see what happens here, but there's no question that the economy is shrinking. Things to keep an eye out are certainly unemployment. That number comes out on Friday, some of those things. But I just wanted to clarify on the recession piece that, look, I mean, we're definitely not right now technically in recession yet. But again, like, you all feel whatever you feel in your own home budgets, so you make up your mind. But that's all I have for this week. Just a little clarification on recession. All right, I'll see you all next week. Thank you. Please like, share, comment, all that good stuff. We appreciate that. Thanks.